Yo, Elliot. We got a great question here from one of our friends who for many years had really bad posture. He played video games all the time, right? Again with the fucking video games. And his posture was horrible. Started watching my videos, started strength training. He's doing real well. He strengthened a lot of muscles in his upper back. He's working on thoracic extension, stretches, does all the things that support a good looking physique, right? Problem is, now he's got this lump, this big lump on the back of his neck that even when he stands up straight, it just kind of like, it looks like just a pile of meat right in the back of his neck. And a lot of people, I mean, you're kind of young, but a lot of people with like metabolic syndrome and shit, they end up with it. Now you have it for a different reason than you know, the diabetics and shit, but it really looks bad. That's really what it is. He, you know, his body looks great except he's got this big fucking lump of meat on the back of his neck. It's called a Dowager's hump. If you want to do a little research, if you want to Google that, Dowagers, D-O-W-E-G-E-R-S, hump. And it basically is, what you're experiencing is a byproduct of your head falling off. You see, when you were doing this all the time, playing your video game, your body had to protect the fact, had to respond to the fact that your head was like coming off your fucking spine. And the vertebra would begin opening up. You can imagine, right? This is the vertebra in the back of your neck. And you're bending forward all the time, and the posterior part of the vertebrae begins to open. You could potentially have a bulging disc, and then you crunch down on the anterior portion of the vertebrae. Could you imagine that, right? Imagine your vertebrae, and your head is going this way. So you could really injure yourself. You could end up with bulging discs and all types of shit. You know, your head's not literally going to fall off, but your body responds by creating a hypertrophy response in this particular area. So you start building up muscle. You actually have built up muscle. See, the people who have it because of their diet, it's more of a hormonal response, and it's like puffiness there a lot of time. It's just like fatty. It might literally be, I'm assuming because I haven't seen you, muscular tissue. Your body layered muscular tissue over that vertebrae so that your head doesn't fucking fall off when you're playing video games. So what you're going to need to do is a number of things. You're going to have to use corrective stretching. And by the way, like, I can't make any guarantees on this. I don't make any guarantees on any of my videos, but I can't make any guarantees on this because a lot of times the damage is so severe that it's difficult to bring you back into balance. But I'm assuming that, you know, you're young and pliable enough to allow the exercises I'll share with you to do some magic. You've got to understand that the muscles within your neck, this part of your neck, a lot of people ignore the fact that these are your neck muscles. You got what are called strap muscles that help support the flexion of your neck. They're called deep cervical flexors. Look all this shit up. When I use these fancy words, it's not to impress you, it's so you can go look this shit up. Your deep cervical flexors, called the infra and omohyoid muscles, right? I've made videos about this. In fact, search my channel for Truth About Neck Exercises or something like that. And it's a video that it was back when I used to take video questions, and it was some rugby player who looked like he had a really bad sunburn. But anyway, I answered the question for him, and I literally show you, is when I took my time and I created an entire stretching and corrective exercise routine for balancing the neck so that your deep cervical flexors are developed in proportion to the cervical extensors. You know, you've got muscles back here like your suboccipitals and shit like that. They're basically all muscles that come up from here. You've got fascia, you've got muscle that literally comes from your skull and forehead that makes its way all the way down to like your perineum, right? It's not one muscle, but it's a sheath of muscle, fascia. It's how the muscle's connected and causes you to be like this. So imagine if that muscle, your aggressive long muscles of the back are really tight and your deep cervical flexors are really weak, you're going to be like this. So you need to create balance by strengthening here, stretching there, okay? So that's basically it. I mean, I'm giving you the broad answer. Stretch back here, strengthen in here. And I've made videos that I demonstrate the exercises and the stretches that you need to do, dude. So that's it. It seems like you're doing all the right things. The rest of your body is lining up properly. You say you've got good thoracic extension because you're doing a lot of corrective exercises, you're bodybuilding, you're building up the muscles that support good posture, except you've got this lump of meat in the back of your neck. You might want to get someone who's skilled to mobilize that vertebrae for you. You might actually need some neuromuscular therapy, somebody to get in there with their fingers or whatever and break up some of that tissue. But you can get the process started, and you can definitely stop it from getting worse by using the exercises in my video. Peace.
Yo, Elliot.